Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am the two-time Boxing Award-winning boxer. And I can smell the victory already. When I say the victory, I'm talking about Ribfest here in Port Moody. Now, unfortunately, it's a weekend event. I was unable to come out yesterday because I was dealing with some family business. You will hear about that. That's why you haven't seen anything from me in about a month and a half. But I'm nicely going to ask that you guys wait. A few of my friends know what happened already. So anyway, today's not about that. Today's about the ribs. And I already see one place that I recognize from the P&E. So, you know I'm going to check them out. Let's go. Things like this can be expensive. So my goal is to try to have 3 different places. So there's 7 here. And the first one is Prairie Smoke and Spice. This is a place where Jeff introduced me to back at P&E a couple years ago. I took Pawali last year, and now I'm doing it here without the P&E, just straight up, I'm here for the barbecue. So I think I'm a few spots away. So I'll place my order and then we'll see how it goes from there. Okay, so got my brisket, got my ribs. I did the combo. It's 1/3 rack briskets and ribs. So here's the brisket. Yep. Pretty much as I remember it from last couple years. Of course, the rib. Nicely done. So, like I said, I'm going to try to do at least 3 different places. I did notice that some of them, these are pork ribs. I did notice that some of them offer beef ribs, and there's also some that have like quarter and half chicken. So I'm going to consider doing like a bit of a variety here. So like not just pork ribs. That way I'll be able to have like the different stuff going around. So I'm going to enjoy my food, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so I finished off the ribs and brisket. Pretty good. Though my one thing is that the brisket, I found that there's like a little more fat in there than there was last year. Like obviously, you know, it's barbecue, so there's still going to be like the grease. I expect that. But like, you know how when you're eating meat and like ribs, and there'll be like that, there's still that chunks of fat that are attached to it. Like you expect that. But I found that this one had a little bit more of the fat, like the fat chunks, than I remember at the P&E both times. So, still good. But just want to make that one So what I'm going to talk about, I want to make sure I'm being honest, not just, oh, yay, whatever. You know, so let's see what else we can find. I'll digest for a few minutes and then I'll get back in line for another place and see where I go from there. Okay, so right next to the Prairie Smoke and Spice is Grizzly Barbecue. This is one with a little bit more variety. They do have the pork ribs. They have a brisket sandwich, but they also have beef ribs and half chicken and quarter chicken. So the half rack of beef ribs is $35. The half chicken is $22. So I'm going to go for the half chicken from the Grizzly Barbecue for now. And then I'll see how I'm doing with my money, and then if I have enough later on, I'll circle back and do the beef ribs here. And I'm back at it now. Got the chicken here. And I got some honey butter cornbread there. So let's see. Take a bite for the camera. So give you like a texture and close up of the cornbread. Yeah, that's actually some good cornbread. I like it. You can taste the honey in there. And as you see, got there the chicken. Bought the half chicken. So, and I can smell the barbecue sauce. So, and I mean it in a good way. So got here the nice and tender and juicy. Like not dry, but not overly moist either. So there we go. I'm gonna finish it up, and then I'll be back at it. All right, folks, giving myself a bit of a break. Took in the gift shop Tragically Hip tribute band, and I'm back in line. I'm doing Smoke Them Bones. This is gonna be my beef rib choice, because like I said, I wanted to try 3 different places. So it's like and this will be like me running the meat gauntlet. Like I've told you about, that there's pork ribs, there's brisket. I did that at the Smoke and Spice, the Prairie Smoke and Spice. I did the chicken and the cornbread over at Grizzly, and now it's Smoked and Bones because beef ribs. And like I said, I wanted to do the at least three different stands. So yeah, so we'll see how it turns out. I'll make my order and then I'll show you guys how it looks, dig in, and then I'll tell you about it. So I spent about 20 to 30 minutes in the line for Smoke Them Bones, only for them to sell out of the beef ribs, which is a whole reason for me to be in that line, because I've already done pork ribs, I've already done the chicken, I've already done the brisket, I've already had brisket, so the last thing for me to try is the beef ribs. So unfortunately, I gotta jump over to the Gator Barbecue line. I'm gonna hope that they keep stock of the beef ribs. So we'll see. May the force be with me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I get like maybe two or three people in front of me in line, something like maybe third or fourth. And of course, they ran out of beef ribs for half an hour. So I pre-bought, and I have to wait about maybe 25 more minutes before they get beef ribs going, before you can get some beef ribs up. This will be my last rib stand of the day. I'm already tired, and I had to wait over an hour just to place an order for beef ribs between the 2 lines. And now I have to wait even longer, and then of course I have to wait for the ribs to be done, so this is a long day. Well, I'll see you when I have the ribs. Well, folks, here we have it. After over 90 minutes in line, the last piece of the puzzle for my trip here, I got me some beef ribs. Had to wait in 2 lines. First line sold out, second line, they had to do another batch. That was like another 25, 30 minutes wait on top of the line there. Then find a place to sit down, so it's like, what time is it? 6:38. So all told, that about close to 2 hours between me getting in line and finally getting to the food. So let's see how it tastes. Gotta get that first bite in. Okay, first gotta make sure the piece comes off. There you go. That's good. Oh, that's some good beef, folks. So, excuse me, I just want to sit down and enjoy it, and I'll talk to you soon. So there we have it, folks. I met my challenge. I did 3 different rib stands, and I tried like 4 or 5 different things. I had the rib and brisket. I think that's actually what Favali and I had back at the P&E. We split that. I had that again by myself today. I think that wound up being the best one for me, because like the brisket, and I feel like the brisket was probably my favorite one out of there. Then I did the grizzly one. That was the half chicken and cornbread. So you can taste the honey in the cornbread. I appreciated that. And the chicken was like nice and tender and juicy. So no complaints there. I just on this particular trip, I just enjoyed the brisket a little bit more. I found I enjoyed the pork ribs better than the beef ribs, because I felt like I got more meat out of the pork ribs than I did the beef ribs. Although I guess it didn't help that it took me well over an hour just to get the beef ribs. It was like about maybe 90 minutes from start to end, from getting it into a line for beef ribs and then finally being able to order and then receive them. Closer to 2 hours when you take into account finding a place to sit and physically eating them. So yeah, it's like that probably had a little bit to do with it, but so just like bad luck on gator ribs. Just bad luck for the gator ribs, because that's where I got the beef ribs from. So like all of them were good. I just found that they were sort of like the other places did better than them. So that's just how it goes sometimes. So nice to get out again. Like I said, there was a family thing that happened that's been going on for like about a month and a half. I will get to that. That's just something that I'm just not quite ready to talk about it on my channel yet. It will come up. Like I do have something planned. Like I am planning something to address that. Just don't quite feel like it yet. So anyway, thank you for watching. This has been the two-time the Boxer Award winning the Boxer, and hopefully I can get back to filming again more regularly.